Hi everyone, this video is from my previous video. I said I'm going to show some more of my planning and what I do in my back room. So this is a Diva Glitz lifestyle video, but it's a different type of video. Hope you enjoy. A lot of talking as well. Hope you gain something from it. And this is what I do back here to plan and organize and create and build who I am, and getting to know me and understand me and understanding who I am, and also creating myself into the best version of me and being my authentic self. So this is a little bit of what I do. I can't show you all because it is absolutely loads, but I will try my best to do more and more videos like this, and then you will get a full understanding of what it's all about. So let's get started. So today I've been run up and down doing my errands, got most of them done today, very happy. It's so nice when you get things done instead of it playing around and round in your head. So I went out a couple of times today. Oh yeah, I got to put the electric on, I just remembered. And I'm just here chilling, eating some lunch. So I've nearly finished. It was oats and vegan yogurt. It is with soya milk and honey, and just really eating healthy. Not so much healthy, but just changing my diet, cutting out, just getting used to eating healthily. So I'm just relaxing really. I'm not taking on too much, just chilling out. And I've been listening to a lot of mentors online, which is really good, and it's really helping me as well to see more clearly. I will be going in the back room to do some planning today. So I did say in my previous video that I'll be showing you more of the planning because I feel more clear-headed. I feel in a different place. I know my direction and what I'm looking to achieve more. The light has shone more. I always say that the light has shone more because that's what it's about, the light shining. And that's what it's about, because you can be in a dark spot where you just don't know what you're doing. And then I get that quite a lot. And the only people that help me out of that dark spot is motivational speakers and mentors that are on YouTube. I find that they're the only ones that really help me to see my next steps. They are excellent mentors. I am striving to be more of an expert in this area. After having that little talk, I brought, oh my gosh, let me get up, because you can't see through this mirror, and it's not, when you look at my window, there's no light coming in. I can't understand why that happened. I've got this, I don't know if I'm going to cook it today though, because I've got to find the recipe anywhere. But I brought these because you have to find treats that you're going to eat when you're on a healthy eating. I don't know if I can eat this. On a healthy eating journey. And I've got these. I can have this for like a type sweet. But what I'm learning, because when I was cooking before, it was a lot of work, I'm telling you. And to me, it wasn't enjoyable again, because I'm just going to put these vegetables in this pot. I mean, not this pot, in this container. So it needs to go in there. It's a bit juicy. It's got red cabbage in there, but it's gone purple. I don't know why. So when I was doing alkaline food, it wasn't enjoyable, because it's like they're cooking on up to a level where chefs cook, and I'm not no chef, and I didn't go to college or university to learn how to cook this food. So it just becomes too stressful, and like when you see people online, they're so pro at the cooking and so neat and everything looks neat, and then it makes me feel like I have to be cooking to that level. No, it's very time consuming. And what I found is I was in the kitchen for like 3 hours cooking this food, so I just stopped cooking it, even though it tastes so nice. Then I was baking bread and I was doing the waffles are easy, and I was learning new recipes all the time, but it was just became far too much. So what I said I'm going to do, I'm going to learn 2 recipes a day. I learned 2 yesterday, and I'm not going to rush out and start cooking either. So this is a cold drink, but I'm going to make latte ice drink. Going to make. I'm sure I have another one. So I got some almond milk. I love the almond milk. And I got the iced coffee, obviously. Let me just cut it open. I just can't give up yet. Stir it, and it's sweet enough. I feel I need to look for one where it's got coconut sugar in it. I need to buy some coconut sugar as well. So it has to be stirred. See at the bottom? Stir at the back because it's got this caramel. But I do need to get out of. Well, I don't really drink coffee too much, to be honest. It's only sometimes that I might drink it. But I bought 2 packs and I have to get rid of these 2 packs. And then I'll end up just having natural teas again. But this one's hard to mix. So I'm in the back room again, and I'm going to be doing my gratitude now. I didn't do it this morning as I was running up and down. And I'm going to have some music on in the background, or a mentor, one of the 2, because this is helping me listening to mentors, like I just said. I also want to plan for this Unity show. So I've got these books that I research, Succeeding in the Music Industry and the Music Business. So mainly I do just talk on the show, and I talk to the artists. And I've just really been taking it seriously the last 2 months now, 3 months. Because I haven't really been myself for quite some years. And I know why, but I'm not going to get into it now, like I said. Because it's just, when it's time, it's time. When the truth needs to come out of what... Because I don't want to air what's happening to me at the moment. But I wasn't really taking Unity seriously because I couldn't understand its purpose. I understand its purpose more. So I will be planning the show, not on this video, but I'm just back here to do all of that. And my gratitude magic book, I'm going to be reading. I was reading something yesterday. Magical Health. I don't think I was on Magical Health. Oh, it was Magical Relationships. So that was Magic Practice number 3. So I'm on Magic Practice number 4. So it's on Magical Health I'm going to be reading about. And I will do that in a minute. And what I have to do, which I showed in my previous video, I've got to read through. Sorry about my writing, it's a mess. It's not happening. I've got to print some labels off, which I'll do another time. So 10 blessings in my life now: my children, my house, food, water, the gym, clothes, the books I read, nature, health, loving myself, pay my bills, the money I get. So I just wrote these things down, but I'm sure there are more important things, but they said just 10, and I would like to write more, but I might just do some more today and write some more blessings, because there are more blessings, a lot more blessings in my life, a lot more. But it's a starting point for when you're practicing. It's raining. And earlier on in the book, I think it was practice 2, it was about gratitude stones, but I didn't get round to doing the stones. These are the rocks that I found, and I found them in the works. Let me try and open this. Open it. See? Oh, there's the rocks. They're proper rocks as well. There's 4 of them. That's even good. 4 of them. They're nice and smooth. Look. And these as well. And this. So they're nice. I've got to paint them. It comes with some sticky labels here. And then they've got some designs here. It just tells you how to do it, basically. So I can paint it how I want to paint it. I basically want an abundance one, and I want a... Is this the other way? I can't see it. Oh, keep going. 2. I'm sure it's to do with health, because I wanted it to be with health. Basically, the whole point of the stone is when you pick it up and you see it, you put say if you put money on there, or you could put millionaire on there. So every time you look at the stone, it makes you remember millionaire. So I might just write my own words on it, because that's really what I wanted to do. And say if you put health on there, it will remind you to... So anytime you have your stone, obviously you pick it up, you see it, wherever you put it, you can place it in your front room, place it in your bedroom, wherever you can see it. And it just reminds you of what you've written on it. So I hope it makes sense. Or what else? Holidays you could put on there. You could put your brand new car on there. So that's, you know, it's just helping you to keep the memory of what you want to manifest, basically. So that's what I call a magic rock. Sense, I'm just painting it blue, to me, to do something like this. And then it's just therapeutic. To some people it might be childish, I know. But I will put this stone somewhere I can see it, so I can remember health, you know. So actually it's come out quite nice. I'm going to let it dry because it needs another coat, but I was quite surprised at this paint because I didn't think it was going to do the job. So yes, just plain blue, nothing spectacular for me, and it's really calming as well doing this. So I've just done one stone. I'm going to let it dry like I said. I'm going to put it on top of the box. As you can see in the back here, I've got an art section here. I don't know if you can see it. I can't put... I'm not going to go there now, but look, I've tidied it up because I was meant to show a video and tidying it up, but I've done it already. And I've got a few ideas of what I want to do. But like I say, when you're not in a routine, because I stop and start things all of the time because I get mental blocks. Okay, I don't want to talk about it too much on why I get mental blocks, but I understand why. But I do get blockages where everything just stops, you know, and I can't seem to function and understand what's going on or what I need to do. I get confused. My mind does go through these problems, so everything stops. Then what I find is I have to be guided by the right people. Always find the support through Bob Proctor. And it's motivation and positive thinking. So I found some audios on Vincent Pearl yesterday. Excellent. And I've known about this man for a many years. And I never really wanted to read the book because it's about imaging. I didn't want to get involved with imaging. Life will lead you to what's for you. And these rocks came, and I wasn't looking for rocks. I just read the book, and it just so happened to say gratitude rocks, and I didn't think any of it. I was like, because I don't see that part of the book as anything. So I'm not being rude to the book or anything, but I just didn't find it interesting, the rock part. So I read it, and I think it might have been the actual day or the next day I actually found this rock activity. And I haven't been in the works for about a good year, I don't think. And I was just led to go into that shop, and I found the rocks. To me, it's better this way because I don't have to do the work. Do you get where I'm coming from? And these mentors are there. People don't really understand them, but they are a miracle. I can't understand how they were able to get all this information together. I know that it comes from the past, but they're so goddamn clever. And if you hear the way they speak, because again, I've got this awakening. I always talk about this awakening because it's about having appreciation, and it really is true. Appreciation is powerful. Because I've been doing personal development for a long time. We're looking at 25 years, maybe longer. And I probably wasn't even conscious of it as well, that I was doing it. But now, I was listening to a motivational speaker, so I end up talking too much. And I noticed when I go over my videos, it's pure talking, and I have to cut out some of my talking. And it's annoying because I really need to get this out. It was showing me you need to perfect your talking, because I was listening to my last video and I was all over the place and I was going off somewhere else. And I noticed, oh, I've got to get my speaking up to a certain level, because I noticed the way they speak is amazing. I was like, they've got a level of talking that is beautiful, which I never realised. And I was listening to another motivational speaker, the way he put his videos together. And it's just magical. And he's speaking over it. You don't see him. And he's just got all these different beautiful images on the screen. And he's telling a story, and it's just like a book. I just can't explain. Speaking about things that people are going through, and he's just getting it down to a T. I understand that things aren't going your way, and the way he's saying it, but you know, you still can push forward. I can't even speak to the level he speaks. He's definitely been trained to a very high level. And then there was another guy that came on later on, and he must have been from the 70s. And the guy I was listening to previously must have learned from this guy. So he obviously had been learning from the people in the past, because motivational speaking and coaching and mentors have been around for many years. They said 70s, from the 70s. And they've got their books and whatever, they write their books and what have you. So I do appreciate, you know, like I said, they call it law of attraction, but it's it's personal development. It is, but they call it, obviously, there's law of attraction for you to understand that it's about you manifesting your life, because a lot of the very wealthy people had all of these tools, so they had to make this industry more friendly to people. And it's so clever what they've done. I'm really impressed with it. So I'm really beginning to get a more open insight on what I've been reading, what I've been doing, why I'm reading it, why I'm doing it, why I'm into books so much. I'm actually really getting to know me. And that's what Bob Proctor says. You have to get to know yourself. So anything that I'm bringing on here is not about me and you image you. Yeah, you can image what you want, but because we learn from each other, don't we? But we have to be careful who we're learning from, because obviously none of us are perfect. But they've got organisations now. Now Bob Potts has got his organisation, and most of them have their books that you listen to. And I feel we need more organisations like Bob Proctor has done. He's built an organisation, and I think more of them need to build organisations, because I would love to work for one of these companies, you know, where it encourages positivity and growth, and I like people understanding of this, where it encourages, you know, supporting each other and telling each other you're doing great, even if you've made a mistake, you've done brilliant. You know, we have to keep growing in our craft, you know. But a lot of these organisations, if you make a mistake, now at one time I got demoted for making one spelling mistake. I got demoted in the workplace, and I said that's never going to happen to me again. And there's so much people that are being ridiculed for not being trained properly on their job. I have a lot of things going on in here. I get a lot of things done back here. Got my music, got my keyboard, got my art section. There's so much going on. It's such a small room, but this is all I've got. So now what I've gone and done, where is it now? Where did I put it? See, I don't even know where oh, here it is. I don't know if this is the one. No, yeah, I've got them both here. I bought myself a design book so I can put my designs in here, and I bought some art tools as well. So I just end up piecing everything together, to be honest. I don't know how else to explain it. I can't show you. I've got my Creative Cloud on my computer, and I've got Canva as well, and I've got my editing tools here as well. And I've got a big sheet here for any sort of designing. But the problem is I don't have no workbench space. That's my problem. So that's why I haven't been able to get off my art. So we'll see what happens anyway, because I need to find a space somewhere. And I wanted to buy an easel because I am into art. But when you don't have the right space, it's difficult. Because I've got this book here. And this is what comes out when I plan. This is to do with my planning that I showed you in my previous video. This is what comes out, because everything comes naturally, you see. When you read these books and what have you, everything comes naturally. I cannot explain. Sorry about the nails, because I do them every single day, but I put my hands in water and then it comes off. So I'm going to be buying some gel nails. So basically what I was saying is I've got this art book. I've had this book for some time. Like I said, I've stopped and I start. I do know how to draw, but you obviously have to have the time, the focus. I'm not an expert at drawing either, okay? I said I know how to draw, but I'm not expert. And I learned from this book as well. I was doing an art course. I've done a few art courses with people, like art journaling. And I got some art pieces here, which I'm not going to try. Should I try and get it out? I've got quite a few art pieces, basically, that I've done. So it's not to say that I haven't been doing the work. It's just that I've been doing too much things at one time. Bit of art here. So I have done it, but I stopped, and I just came from what was in my mind. I put a little bit of a collage together. I went to the park one day and I've done a little bit. It's nothing amazing, but the problem, why it's not a problem, I wasn't in the right mindset when I was doing all of this. Okay, so I just, you know, it's nothing spectacular, like I'm saying. It's not, you know, amazing, but this is what I was doing from before. Just releasing whatever I was feeling and not coming from a place where I felt like I had to be brilliant. Do you see what I mean? So that's a few pieces. I've got more there. And that's when I was doing art journaling. And I stopped, and I've stopped for absolutely ages now. I haven't looked, I must, it might be about a good year and a half that I haven't done no art. I do art therapy on a Thursday, which I enjoy very much. But I want to incorporate art all of the time now. I feel like it's something that is very relaxing, very harmonious, and it's something that I have to do because I am into design, and I've got all the tools there. I've learned about graphic design as well. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, Canva. I was doing all of that on Canva and what have you, coming up with my designs and what have you. But again, I keep, because I've got all these different areas that I'm interested in, events and music, it's like I don't know how to pick one thing, basically. That's what my problem is, because I love all of these different areas. And the thing is, it's like I'm entrepreneurial, basically. And because I didn't have the opportunity of doing bit as a kid, all my dreams of the past came all at one time, and that was the problem. And now I can't seem to focus on one area, and everybody keeps telling me you got to focus on one area. And this is what I do in this room. And then I'm into uplifting, which I've been doing more of that, more than anything else, the upliftment speaking, but because it helps my mindset. And I don't do it because I enjoy listening to them, but if I could get away with not listening to them, I would, because I have problems with my mind. You see, I get depression, that's the word, depression, a lot. And I go in a very low place, and it's not even a joke what happens to me. So I have to listen to these mental, I don't have a choice. And I love them, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful, they're very nice, and I can get very down if I'm around certain people. So I have to listen to these people, I have to. Not 100% knowing why this happens to me yet, you know, but I just have to accept it. You know, I'll go into it a little bit deeper another time. I just don't really want to open up too much right now. And I'm still learning about me, because I have to understand who I am, because I just don't know who I am. And then all these skills, you know, like I said, I've got, what's this on my computer? I have to you know, understand why sometimes I'm focused, sometimes I'm not. There's something on my computer and I don't know what it is. Why I'm focused and sometimes I'm not focused, and why I'm led to doing certain things, you know, why I'm up and down in my moods all of the time as well. And just getting a more of a secure stability within myself, loving myself, you know, because I know a lot of the time if I'm around certain people, like if I'm around anybody that criticizes me, I just perish, because I know I'm a nice person, but sometimes, which I'm noticing, people that criticize, they've got some type of mental problem. So I criticize, and I notice I might do it with my little girl, but if it happens to me, I know myself. Like, my little girl doesn't know herself. Like, for instance, if I've told her, she says she wants to sell something, I told her no, she can't sell it, and she goes on and says yes. I've said once, I say once, no, you can't do it, and I mean it, then she will go on and on and on and on, to the point where it's not necessary for her to keep talking. You know, she should have listened the first time round. And then I might say, you're being such and such and such, which I don't like criticizing, but right now you're being such and such, you need to stop. So that's what I mean when I say criticizing, and I don't like having to speak like that. Her time and time again, this is what is required of you in order to be an all-rounded positive person, and she won't listen to my directions. Not that I'm trying to control her, but I know the character is not on. This is not on. You're bringing negativity to me. And now I've given her this audio about a positive mind, because I said you got to change. Do you understand? Because it's not necessary for you to be like this. Into my life, and they see a characteristic in me that I haven't seen, and someone else tells me about it, it messes me up, because I inside believe that I'm a very nice person, you know. And I have not seen myself any other way, because I do nice things with people. I go online doing nice things. I'm on YouTube doing nice things. But I know I get up in mood and get upset very quickly, you know, and get very depressed. I know that about myself. But that doesn't mean that I'm not a nice person. It means that I have an unhealed part inside of me that I'm very much unaware of how to heal it. It can help me heal that area of myself in a nice way, not in a critical way, then that would be very beneficial to me. So I've come from a past where I didn't ask for it. Like, my parents didn't ask for their parents, and their parents didn't ask for their parents, and their parents didn't ask to be put in slavery. And then the generational darkness continues, and I have to break it, and then the person next to me sees my soul. You know, that's how it happens. So that's why these mentors online speak in a way as kind as they possibly can, in order to take away the darkness that's lodged deep inside of us, because we cannot change the past, and the past was bleak for many of us. We had the depression. A lot of our forefathers had a lot of more war around it. It was more dangerous for them. And this time we're a lot more luckier here in England. Even though we don't appreciate it, obviously, you know, bills can be hard. And what else? Families, that I don't have my family. I can't be around my family because they're too critical. They don't understand it. They think I'm putting them down and everything. My dad wasn't there for me. My mum wasn't there for me. So I don't relate to them. I'm a whole different person to them. They don't know how to speak. You know, a lot of people don't know how to speak because I listen to these mentors all the time. So the way they're talking, and coaches and motivational speakers are a little bit more harder, that like they're speaking to worlds, like they'll speak in a negative way and a positive way, but the end goal is always to steer you through. They're tougher motivational speakers. They're like, you toughen yourself up and you pull yourself through. So I do find motivational speakers a little bit more harder, but it's true for discipline. So you do have to listen to motivational speakers as well. They are about discipline, and they're pushing you and getting you up and come on, because life is about discipline. You can't get out of it, and it's true. So I was listening to this guy, and his voice was a bit, he sounded depressed, he sounded negative, but he also sounded uplifting. There's a mixture of scenarios going on in his talks, and I found it a little bit hard on myself last night. Yesterday I was listening to him all night, all day, and this morning I said the atmosphere feels a bit negative at the moment. Got to take it off. So I feel like motivational speakers, they're just there for the discipline. You got to discipline yourself and know it. So it's a bit more tougher. So I need the positive mindset. That's what resonated with me today. And happy. Let me see if I can say Vincent Pearl, The Art of Being Happy. And I gave this to my daughter as well, and I asked her if she's listened to it. She said yes. I said she has to listen to it every day, because it is about happiness. Because she's come from a place where I haven't been happy. I suffered severe depression. No, it was really, really bad. And I still get it. I don't know it. And then it comes from nowhere. It's like, it gets on my nerves. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't even realise it's going to happen to me. Or if I'm around certain people talking a certain way and people don't get it, they don't understand, then they think that I'm being nasty to them, but I'm not. So I'm going to get her into this personal development now. She's only 15, but her whole attitude has to change, you know, because she doesn't, she's always giving me problems all the time, very negative. She's lovely, she doesn't know no better, it's not her fault, but I have to get her mindset in a much better place today, because I can't take being around negative people. You know, it drags my energy levels down. I just lost myself basically when I had my children, because it was just me, my kids. I didn't have an extended family, even though they tried. Don't get me wrong, they tried and they tried and they tried for me to be around them, but their language is different to mine. That I see differently to them. As far as I'm concerned, the world you're keeping me in is not good for me. It's not progressing me. It's not making me no money. It's not, you know, I've been living with all of you for so many years of my life, and I've not been allowed to be who I want to be. I wanted to be a singer when I was a child. If you ever heard the way I was screamed and shouted at just for saying I wanted to be a singer. And that dream still hasn't gone away to this very day. I sing, you know. But my self-esteem and confidence has messed everything up. I'll talk about that another time as well. So these people could not help me. To me, they messed up my life. You know, they wouldn't support my dreams. And then being around them again and doing what I'm doing, it's like they're trying to stop my dreams again. You know, like they don't want me to have absolutely nothing, you know. So I had to step away and be around the people that were supporting me, not realizing that these people were supporting me, these audios and these books. And it is bizarre when I think about it. Now, when you're connected to your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, and you want a dream and you want a better life and you want more money, etc., but these people are holding you and making you feel like you're not supposed to go in that direction that they feel you're not supposed to go in, because they don't understand it. Yeah. I couldn't believe the hold these people had on me, and how many years it's taken for me to break away from these people because of the mental abuse that I've been through. It's mental abuse. And they will always say, no, it's not so, to this very day, because they don't even understand their own self and then what they're doing to others. But they seem to get on very well with each other, but they don't get on very well with me. I am the outsider, you know, and I'm the outsider because I don't do the same things as them. My whole world sees totally different. None of them do what I do. Right, I'm going to say one more thing. I never gave up on my dreams, no matter how little it was. I've always sung, even if it was in my bedroom. I always sung when I used to work. I used to sing to the kids. I've learned to, and I've got my singing books here. I've got my music equipment upstairs. I always push forward. Got mics and what have you. I perform in the mirror. I've never sung. I sang once outside, but due to my low self-esteem and my confidence, I never felt I was good enough. I had identity. It's an identity crisis. It's a very, very big problem, you know. So then I learned about image. I don't think I've got the book down here. So it's psychology, isn't it? I've got a book somewhere. It's an image book. I must try and find it. Well, so it's psychological, basically. And psychological is the mind. So my mind was messed up as a kid, psychologically. And it gets twisted very easily. Inside of me, I have an image that has been put inside of me that is negative, but it's gone inside, and it's been happening since I was a kid. And I'm going to tell you the honest truth, I never knew it was there. So people perceive me to be something that I'm not, because I didn't put it there. It was put there via my parents, my extended family as well. They obviously don't see themselves. They think they're positive, and they're not. They're not positive at all. But they would have to work on themselves. And a lot of people don't want to work on their inner self. It's not easy. No, it's not easy. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not easy, but I was unaware. I'm going to go back. Before I had my children, I was a lot more positive. Obviously, life is a lot more easier when you're single. And then I had children, and then I didn't have my mum or my dad tried to help somewhat. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to put him down fully, because he did try and help me. But what happened, I didn't grow up with him. You know, he left the house for reasons which I don't want to go into, because I don't blame my parents. It's not their fault. They did. It is absolutely not their fault. It's what they were born into as well. But obviously I can't be around them because my mindset has changed, you see. And if I go back there, then I'm going to end up being like their ways again. Yeah, so I hope it makes sense. And I don't blame them. I had a time where I couldn't understand, you know, why they gave me up, etc. You know. But they didn't have a good upbringing, you know. My dad's side, they tried their best, but I know their history now. I had to find it out myself. It was a waste of my time, and they should have told me their past, and they hid their past and history for some unknown reason. And I had to go through so much to find out why they were the way they were, and that was a waste of my time, because it took me away from what I was supposed to do for myself. I shouldn't be looking about why my parents couldn't take care of me. Around all the people I'm around, their mum and dad took care of them. Imagine you're the only one, and you was never brought up by your parents, and all your school friends are making fun of you for that. And on top of it, you're already going through the fact that your parents don't love you, and then you got nasty kids making fun of you on top of that. Nasty. There's some nasty people out there. I've had a real hard time of it. But I was listening to this motivational speaking who's saying, even though people have a real hard time of it, basically, so what? Which I don't say these things for people to feel sorry for me. He said it, change your story. That's what he's saying. Change your story. But when you're going through some certain things, this is what I want to say. You have to be strong to not let it hurt you. And this is what I learned from this motivational speaker. I don't think I can find him. I don't know his name. I'm going to have to find out his name. Because it's about you. And I wish I knew this a long time ago. It's about you. And it doesn't matter if someone's being nasty to you, because they're hurting themselves. And then they're trying to drag you into their story. You got to see your own story. So my stories today is, I am strong. And I'm going to keep listening to all the mentors and the motivational speakers and the coaches. And I'm sure there's the gurus, and I'm sure there's more people out there. You know, what is it? The Buddha speakers, I even like them as well, even though their way of speaking is different. The spiritual speakers, do the yoga, do the exercising. Keep growing bit by bit by bit. It doesn't have to be humongous. It doesn't have to be like the experts. You do you, bit by bit by bit. That's what I'm learning. It has to come bit by bit by bit. Because our past has put some things in us that needs repairing. Now, I can't do everything everybody does, and I couldn't understand it because I had to heal. And it's annoying because it was due to the past, my upbringing. But it got to me because I could have been someone so great. I could have been out there on those big stages. I know that. But what this motivational speaker said, don't give up. Because I was giving up yesterday again because I was doing my work. Come on YouTube, I got 42 subscribers. I keep making videos. What are the odds? What is the point? So it says don't give up. There's a reason. Don't give up. Keep going. I said okay. Because it's for me. I like doing it. I like coming on here speaking. I don't plan my videos. I plan on it, because you'll hear at the start what I've said, but it's gone in this direction, and this is what I'm supposed to do. Because I said I done my previous video and I had to cut out loads of audio because I was talking too much. It was too long, the video. And then my mind showed me you got to do videos separately and just do it for the day and then upload it. So this one will get done and uploaded today, more than likely. And you know, I am now learning from these great people how to do it for me. You know, when I'm hearing from, say, someone was talking to me the other day and the way they're talking is just not for me, and I was like, no. And I felt myself being pulled away from this person. And literally, this world, the personal development world, is, I feel like I'm in it. It feels like that's where I belong, but it's just books and people talking on the audio, and these people are on stages talking most of the time. So where I feel led now is to go to these type of events. You have to push yourself forward even if people don't understand you. And I've now decided to just stay away from them. I even had a dream last night, and the dream tried to bring me into a place. It gave me an option. You're by yourself, you're not around, you're probably never going to see these people again because you don't relate to them. They're not going to change. You've spoken to them for so many years. And I nearly became fearful. I said, no, I'm not going to be scared. I'm all right. Because I saw myself moving. I saw myself moving to another house. And I saw the vision as clear as day. And I was like, yeah, that's really, really nice. And I saw this, it might not be a house, it might be an apartment. I don't know what it's going to be. But I had a vision that I'm going to be moving. And it came very clearly. And you're going to be away from everyone. How do you feel? I said, I feel good. I'm ready for it. I'm going to be all right. Because I've been by myself most of my life. I've never really connected to anyone. And I know where I'm going a little bit more now. Because what happened to me when I first started this journey, I didn't know what was going on. I was reading, I was listening to audios, and all of a sudden I was just moving around, buying things. I was just like a headless chicken. And I got highly stressed out. I got very unwell as well. But a lot of my dreams, it's been happening for a long time because I was singing. When I had my son, I was singing and I was dancing and I was doing exercising. And I wanted to do IT, I wanted to learn the computer. I've done loads and loads, to be honest. But I never knew what was happening. I didn't understand about goal setting. I wasn't taught all of this stuff growing up. It just naturally came to me. When I was growing up at school, I was into athletic. I was excellent at it, excellent. And I done cross country. Someone wants to put me into the Olympics. But I never understood about success. And no one taught me none of this because I was in a family that didn't teach me that it's okay to be great. It's okay to be big. It's okay to be grand because I always had that success in me. But I was around all these people that, one, were jealous, two, were mediocre themselves because they wasn't striving for no greatness. And they hold back me because they saw my greatness. But I was someone that couldn't see my greatness because I was put down as a kid. Anyone I told my dreams to, they just beat me up. Hurt me. Jealous. Spiteful. Evil. So and you know, you have to you got to be careful who you speak your dreams to, because if people don't know how to create for themselves, there's people that have been killed because of a dream that they have. So you have to be careful, and it's seriously sick because of talent. That's why a lot of these entertainers have bodyguards and security. It's sickening. All people need to do is pick up a book. So when I was a kid, I knew what I knew. I had a vision. I believed in God, and I know it's God that gave me that vision. But this is the obstacles of your vision. You may not have anyone supporting you. You may not even have anyone that likes you. I don't have no friends. I don't even have a proper relationship because you can't even trust. Because you have to remember, if someone in your relationship don't have their own vision, their own dream, and they don't believe in themselves, or you have to pick them up yourself, as well as picking yourself up too. And yeah, that person's trying to pick me up, but the advice is not always good. Because they're not trained up to do the job. And the only place you get the help is from an audio or a book. It can be a very lonely place because these people are the professional. I'm going to speak about this book as well. The Think and Grow Rich book. I'm sure it was 1800. I'm sure. So these people are advanced, and these mostly they're the white people. There are a lot of black experts as well, but there are loads and loads of books out there via black people as well, and Indian people as well. There's a hell of a lot of different cultural people, but it just so happened that these people built an organisation around what they'd done. And they were being out there speaking. And the only thing I don't like about this book is that, because it's about making money, Think and Grow Rich, which I take out the negative and just focus on the positive. Like the inventors, the people that built cars. They got the man in here that made Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is no good for us either. So, but the whole point of them speaking about Coca-Cola is for you to see the vision. So Coca-Cola is a negative drink. So I know to take that away, Coca-Cola is no good. But the humongousness of the brand is inside of me. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Then there was a scenario in here where he's talking about funding a war. Now, I don't believe in war at all. No, it's no good. You learnt to make money to go to war. So I don't focus on the negatives in this book. Yeah, because that's not good. You know? And they're trying to give you the mindset to say, hey, it's okay. No, I don't agree with that. So yeah, when you read this book, it's got its positives, yeah, in it, and it's got its negatives in it. So you have to know and understand what you're reading and what is your vision. Because some people, yeah, they obviously they agree with it because they agree with war because it's here on this earth, isn't it? Too much people agree with it. That's why it's here. But I don't agree with it. That's my own personal opinion. I know God didn't create it. And people will say that it's God. It's not. God did not create war because God can't love and then create war. No. So I know that for sure. And then you can read. I don't have no books of him here. Neil Walsh books that will prove it. Conversation with God. I've got one book here. Conversation with God. Now, these books are very powerful. Very powerful. Conversation with God. Very much recommended. And this will prove that God doesn't believe in any type of war. Only peace. God gave. Why would God put us on this earth for us to go through such things? He put us on this earth for us to have a good time. So these books will unravel a lot. These are the books that I really should be reading still. But the problem is they're far too powerful for me, and I get far too much visions. And I'm not able to handle it by myself. I should really get it back and I've picked up again, but I tell you, Conversation with God book, it will, I can't even explain individually what it will do for you, but they are very advanced, like way advanced compared to. So I had to be led back to, and there's, like I said, with this book, because that's the times they lived in, but I wouldn't say that the people that went to war are great. I wouldn't call them rich and wealthy and positive. I'm looking for positive mentors. You know, that's my focus, because I know what I image is what I become. So you have to be very careful what you're imaging in here, because I feel they should take that out of the book. Yeah, because people getting ideas, yeah, I'm going to get money to go and fund wars. And there's plenty of people that have been doing it. No, that's not a good focus. So I'm not very happy about that. You know, I believe we're supposed to have all positive mentors. So when we focus on these mentors, because we all somebody that we have to image, you know, but that's my own personal opinion, you know, so I do think that should be taken out of the book. So I just want to air that about that book when you're reading that book, okay? You have to know your path. Who are you? Are you a person of peace? You don't want to hurt people. Do you want to hurt people? For what reason? You have to know who you are and what your image is. What's your brand? What's your part? Is it business? Is it just having an easy life? You might just want to be a cleaner. Who are you? You know, and that's all you need to know. So that's what I hope I'm making sense. That's what I'm learning. I don't take every bit of information on in this book. Like I said, I don't image every single person in this book and say they're good. No. I take what's for me and what's not for me, I throw it away. Do you understand? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's about being around positive. That's it. I'm not interested in anything else. And people don't like me because if I say if you're not positive, I don't want to be around you, because I know what I'm going to have to take on if I'm around you. And that's because it questions the person's character. And then what basically I'm saying to them is that they are not very nice. I've got to improve myself. That's why I know I don't like being around myself sometimes. But what do I go and do? I go and listen to a personal development audio, or I go and read a book. So this is the issue I'm having. When I say that I can't be around people that are positive, it wakes people up, and people don't want to be woken up. So it's like my life is like a sacrifice, because I can't. I win some and I lose. I lose most of the time because most people don't know what they're in, especially with this media. When I talk about the news, people say, I got to know what's going on in the world. But I said the news is negative. They don't care. They think I'm putting them down. But I said, how can I be putting you down when you're already watching news that's putting you down? But when it comes from me, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. They believe and they want to throw stones at me. And I tell you on later on down the line, give them maybe 6 months. They've changed. But you get the stones thrown at you first and foremost. So that's why now, when you can't change another person's bad habits. They have to say they want to do it for themselves. But I don't have friends. I don't have relationship. I'm just about in a relationship as well, because being misunderstood again. Don't understand about positivity. And this person will speak a certain way. Same with me, with my little girl. I'll speak a certain way to her. And I know that I'm not supposed to be talking to her like that. And I've been going through it for years, so I'm not perfect. I'm the same as in a relationship. If I'm spoken to a certain way, I won't take on any negative words in a relationship. Just end it. But I'm not perfect with my little girl. And she tells me, well, you're not supposed to talk to me like that. But I said, Jane, you're doing such and such and such. I have spoken to you about your mannerism. I've put so much work into her affirmations, etc., etc. And she loves her own way. And she's into selling. She's a hard seller. Like, if I say no, she comes and she tries to convince me. And I know what I'm saying to her, and I was like, do not push it because it stresses me out. Like, if I say no, I mean no, and you're not going to do that. But she's very aggressive. So it's like, because she's a child, it's difficult for me because I have to tell her off, and I'm not into telling anybody off. I like peace, and she won't listen. And her character is totally not peaceful. So I have to now get, like I said, the professionals to help her. So this path, like I'm saying, is, it has a lot of its ups and downs. And you have to be mindful of it. I've got to let you know. Because I didn't really speak to you in the past about it, because I was still trying to understand what the hell was going on with me. Excuse me, but with my sniffing, I still got a bit of a cold. But I've had time to reflect and understand what's happened and calm down and sleep, because I've had some around me. It's been half and half, good and bad, because we're, like you said, we're human. And we can only try our best in this life. When it comes to growing your art, your talents, and the reason why it's so difficult as well is because we have to pay bills, you know. So that's another problem where there's no peace, because it's like we know we're supposed to be paying bills and working and being out there, you know, slugging our guts for someone else's dream. But at the same time, life is pulling me, I can only use myself as an example, pulling me in a direction that's saying, well, you know, you belong here. Because if me personally, if I go there, I end up having breakdowns. And this is what I'm trying to understand, why this keeps happening to me. Because I belong in a certain arena, me. I belong in a certain place. And life keeps pulling me there. And I can't get in the way, and I can't be around certain people at the same time either. So the journey, it's easier for some, because if they've got like their mum, their dad, an extended family that's supporting them and saying, yeah, brilliant, we're support, and every day they're supporting them, and they've given them money for their tools, and you know, they're just around comfort and happiness, and it's fine. But when you don't have any support or anyone cheerleading you and believing in you, and then all you've got around you is just people competing with you and just taking what belongs to me, my vision, and I never gave it to them, then that's when the journey is difficult. When you don't have anyone supporting you, that's when the journey is difficult, because everybody wants to be you before you're even you. And that's what I've had most of my life. So it is a songwriting book, and I've read it. I've read this one a couple of times, and I like it. And you probably think, oh, she's got a lot of books or whatever. But I was never trustworthy towards teachers. I never had the confidence to be taught. I went to school and the teachers taught me, but they were racist, in it. So I went through a lot of racism growing up. I was at like a mainly all white school, so it wasn't easy for me, and I had thick skin, and it used to bounce off of me. They used to make fun of me, and I wasn't good at spelling. I still can't read very well. I can read, but not brilliantly, and my spelling has gone backwards due to having so much breakdowns as well. So I've got to pick my spellings back up again, but I'll get there because I've always got education in me. But regardless of what's happened to you, you have to keep going. Even if you've lost some of your skills due to your mind being stressed. Because I had to build something and I had to use my mind too much in order to get to where I am today, basically. And sometimes I've had to overthink, and then I was taking a substance. I used to smoke cannabis, and I had problems with smoking cigarettes as well. So I did do that as well. So that's another negative. So I'm not going to deny that I didn't take up any substances. So that's a problem to your health as well. Not much of a drinker, never been much of a drinker. But if we know ourselves, we wouldn't do these things to ourselves. But because we're not given the opportunity to know ourselves, this is why these things are happening to us. And like I said, the likes of these mentors, personal development people, the power of positive thinking, the art of being happy, I suggest that you listen to these audios by Norman Vincent Peale. And any audios, there's loads. I'm Audible as well. The future's looking very bright for us all if we pick up these tools, basically, because they've changed my life around. And I wouldn't be okay if it wasn't for these people. I wouldn't be okay. They've helped me build my life. Not my parents, not my family, but these people. You know, a few family members, 2, I can say, or 3, helped me as much as they could. Okay. And I'm talking about the internal state. That's what's most important, because you can have family members helping you, but they're doing it in a negative way, and that's going to affect your health, because it will bring you down, not up. And then you got the positive way that will just lift you up all round, get your health back, get your mind back, get the material things that you want, help you on your journey. It will lead you, guide you. You don't have to do it. God will do it. I say God, but you might say universe, you might say your guide. It's okay, as long as it's all nice. And know that the journey happens a bit by bit every day. And that's what goal setting is. It doesn't happen all at once. And my anguish was money. That's what we're going to talk about. Money. So I've got my gold card here. No, it's not a gold card. I say gold card. This is money affirmation here. So I've got on here £6,000. I believe it's once a month. I've said once a month. And I've got other financial goals as well. Okay. So that can be your greatest hindrance when you're trying to grow into yourself, because the money part can bring you a lot of stress. I'm talking about my journey here. Lot of stress, because what my image was the money I was getting coming in. Yes. And that's the only image I had. And I had to learn through Think and Grow Rich. Bob Proctor mainly helped me see more with my financial imaging. It's taken ages though, because I had to work with what I had and build what I've got with what I had. But I've done a lot of stuff. I've trained. I've done a lot of training, to be honest. It's far too much. Totally overworked. Burnt out. Totally burnt out. So now I just have to rest. I can't take on too much right now. Cannot take on too much at all. Because one day I'll tell you exactly what I've done. I've done so much. It's unbelievable. To try and bring this finance in, so I could pay my bills and, you know, live a certain lifestyle. And the financial goals did not work out because I was seeing outwardly too much. I wasn't working on my internal financial world, so to speak. And you have to see your performance inside. You have to know how to visualize, you see. And I wasn't doing that. I was seeing outwardly too much. And the problem with seeing outwardly is having to work with people that just don't have no respect for people, and they think they're boss. What's this I'm watching? They think they're boss of me. Everyone seems to think that I'm their slave or something. But I'm not. It's going on because they don't want you to grow, and it's just stupid and dumb. A lot of people. So what I've had to do is place myself in the position that I know I belong in. I've had no choice. I've tried my best to get on with everyone, work as a team, but people have got this pyramid system going on and this status system, and everyone's fighting to be on top, but they don't know how to use their mindset. If you want to be on top, you have to see it within. You go and create it for yourself. That's how you can be on top. You don't be on top by going to fight another person for a position. When you go out there and you're trying to put on an event, you're supposed to be in harmony with somebody, isn't it? I done an event with somebody and they're changing the timetable on the day so that person is last, so they appear to be grand. And I said, go and grow up. And I paid for the event. You know? So it's like you can't even work with people, because it's like people always looking to say, hey, I want to be the greatest. So next time if I do an event with you, we pull the name out of a hat to stop all of this thinking that you need to be seen as the superstar. As far as I'm concerned, we all have to be the superstar. But nobody wants to agree with it. So I don't really know what to do anymore when it comes to trying to get on. So when it comes to your finances, you have to be able to see it within your mind. So this is one technique I use. I've got to find this book again. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. So eventually I found it because I forgot all about it. And this came up. It was hiding under my computer because I've had this goal for some time now. And I know why the goal hasn't manifested. The financial goal hasn't manifested. I know why it hasn't happened yet. So I found this book, which is... So I was worrying about money. That's what the issue was. And when you worry, because I'm going to do a whole different video about money, I must admit. I probably have to write this down because I've got so much videos I'm supposed to do. Because I've got a low self-esteem and I lack confidence, I don't think like anything that I'm bringing is of any worth. I've got that problem with me, so then I don't tend to really organise my YouTube page anymore. I used to organise it a lot, but I don't plan it. And I had a vision, I have a lot of visions, the other day that I've got to get these planning tools, and I've had to buy these planning tools from a long time ago basically, and I haven't bought them because I just thought, oh, what's the point, you know, no one's really interested in my page. So I'll write it down, money talk. I just put YouTube video. And I need to do that. So I wrote that in this book here, what I have to do next. So I'll do that and we can run through that, because you do need to understand this. It's very important. Anyway, this book is about not worrying about money, and it does work. So this book is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's, I said, I got all these tools, and this is they're called manifestation blank checks to manifest money. So I want to do another one. This is my big manifestation check, because I saw that I've got to do this check. I don't want to say how much it is, that's personal to me. So I got this book from eBay. So at the beginning it says, when you are grateful, fear disappears and abundance appears. I'm just going to cut this out here. Let me just do this here. And cut this out. And then I think I've just got, no, I've got to cut this out as well. Very good. You can get law of attraction checks as well. Just type in law of attraction check on Safari, and you can get that and print it off. You can print it off. And they are on, I'm sure they've still got them. Let me look it up, see if it's here. So here it is. I typed in law of attraction check, and it's here. So you can get it on Safari. See, it's a secret. And you can fill it up yourself and put any amount in to the order of pay. So put any amount. Do not limit yourself. So it says download the secret check. So please print the check, fill in your name and the amount you wish to receive in your chosen currency, then sign and date it. Place the check in a prominent position where you will see it every day. Every time you look at your check, believe and feel that you have the money now. So I printed off the check. This is what it looks like. It's much bigger than my other check. This one's small, so that's beneficial. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to stick it. More than likely, I'm going to stick it. I think I look in the mirror a lot. I don't come in this back room every single day, so I'm going to put it somewhere where I'm going to see it every single day. So that's attraction. I've been attracted to this. Because it's to do with money. That's what I need. So I'll put that up here for now. I'll write it in a minute when I come off here. So that's a blessing in disguise. And just get it up for yourself and print it off. Oh yeah, and I've got this book here because I'm still thinking about the money. Millionaire, How to Think Like a Millionaire. The Success Secret of 10 Millionaires. I don't even think I've finished reading this book, actually. Where did I get to? I got to here. No, I haven't, because I've got quite a few books. The thing is, I get led to what I'm supposed to do. I write my goals down, and then I pray as well, because I say I pray to God. And then I get led, like I say, what should I do now? What should I do now? I've got an idea of a web page. I've actually got to design this web page as well. So this is what I do. I sit down and I talk, like I'm talking to you, and then I know what I've got to do next. So I'm going back to that same book, what to do next. And it seems like a lot, but it's a lot of fun. When I can get back here, when I'm not, you know, going through something in my mind. So I said I don't want to talk about that again, actually. I've been through that already. So build web design. So I'm going to design it because I've got a bit of an idea in mind, because I've got pictures all over the place, and I was listening to the Pearl guy. What's his name? Pearl? I don't call it. It's not Pearl, is it? I've forgotten his name as well. Vincent guy. The Vincent man. He's gone. I've took it off. So he was saying nothing has to be perfect. And I've been trying to build a website for some time. It's so funny. And when he said that nothing has to be perfect, it was like, and I saw all of my imagery. I said, okay, that's why my web pages haven't been built, because I've got to do, I don't know how many I've got, and I've still got to form one more. But there's 2 definite ones. That's Diva Glitz and Unity. And there's a 3rd one that I need to build. And I've been trying to build websites for a long time, but I've just felt like I wasn't good enough. So as I listened to this audio yesterday, he said if things are perfect, then it never gets done, and then you end up going into a sort of form of procrastination. He said a name, and I didn't know what. I understood what he said, but you basically get paralyzed if you think everything has to be perfect, then nothing gets done. So I was like, oh, that's what it is. You just build it and you just see what comes up. Because I've done the same thing for my YouTube channel. I just built it. My advertising's not perfect. I'm still on Grin and Marketing. It's not the best, but when I look at it, no, it's good enough. Don't compare yourself. Then you're looking at these people that have got like humongous numbers, and then you're thinking to yourself, what I used to think to myself is, what have they got that I don't have? And it's to do with an identity crisis. Sorry about my hair, it's a mess. It's an identity crisis. That's what it is. And that's what I realised after listening to this guy yesterday and the motivational speaker. It's about what's going on inside. It really is true. It's like, whoa. All this time I never knew. I heard them and I've been working on myself. But the understanding of it is, boom, the light bulb's going on a bit more again. So this is what's been happening to me. I get led, exercising was there, grew in that area, doing my shows, wanted to give up on Saturday. Someone said, no, keep going. It's got to grow. You just might need a rest again. Come back to personal development, listening to audio. Because I wasn't listening to them for some time. Stopped again. And when I stop, I'm not all right if I don't listen to mentors. I now know that. I can never ever stop. Never. Have to listen to them. I'm like, whoa. It's quite strange, really, isn't it? And then make me understand me, my inner world. That's why I'm not 100% well with myself, because I can't see me. Then I'm spending my time bigging up. I don't mind I'm not going to be nasty to people, but I'm putting other people on a pedestal more than my own self. I'm not loving myself as much as I'm loving them. And that's what I woke up to yesterday and this morning. Because God had got me lying there listening to audios all night, all morning. I was meant to go running with my daughter from yesterday. Oh, God says, sit there, listen. Come back here today having this conversation, which I'm going to be ending in a minute. So this is what you have to do for yourself. You have to keep working on yourself. Like I said, chiseling away. Because that's what it's about. So in life, we think we're supposed to be doing this, but life is saying we're supposed to be doing this, because this is your calling. Someone needs you. You could save someone from committing suicide, from all you know. You could save somebody that is not able to eat. You could save someone's health. So we have to go by what life is telling us, because I know life keeps telling me this is where you belong. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, you may not be at the level you want to be at yet, but you still got something good to say. Don't hide away, because I was showing clothes, I was showing makeup, I was showing product. But I've been led to show what you've done, what you've got. I've got an array of things to share. No, it's not easy. It's the hardest thing in the world, especially when you're not getting paid. I've got 42 people in here. I had 43, someone came away. And a lot of the time, what's the point? What's the point? But something keeps pushing me to do it. Because it might be one person watching me. That's enough. I could save a life with that one person. Don't matter if it's one, doesn't matter if it's a million. Doesn't matter if you're doing it for free, as long as you're having fun. I have fun sharing what I've got. Because this is how I've grown. Naturally, this has come. Naturally. Via prayer, via tears, via depression, via hearing voices, via being ridiculed, via people not believing that I was mentally hurt. Mentally hurt, not mentally ill, because mentally ill people should not be tarnished. They need to be loved. Know how to talk kindly. That's what the problem is. Jesus was the uplifter. Jesus was a mentor, a speaker, a coach, everything. You know, it's the same thing. That's where they get a lot of the information. God, obviously, they get it from God, you know. And we just evolved, and it's just became more trendy and more relatable to people today. That's where it stems from. Jesus was lifting everybody up. All the poor people that got lied to and corrupted, you know, from the people that were corrupt, that didn't know no better. They didn't know how to think. Didn't want to listen to Jesus. They took Jesus' life. So Jesus said, image me, I'm sin free. You know, image me. And it's the same thing today. The mentors do the same thing, but they speak. And what's relatable to you, you take on. What's not relatable to you, you leave it alone. But I know what I'm going through. I know what anguish I'm going through. I'm going through a lot of anguish because, you know, I don't have the finances I want. I don't have the family that I need. You know, I don't have a partner that's fully supportive, that I need my needs met. I don't have support with my work because of the place that I'm in. So you need someone that can continuously keep you up. And that's what this motivational speaker's done. That's what the books that I've listened to, the audios, and everything that I'm showing you back here just keeps me up. Because days are hard. To come off here now because it's going to get too long. Where's my stone? My stone is dried. And I'll come back and I'll speak to you some more. There's my stone, blue. It needs painting again. I will speak to you some more because, you know, it's not all fairy tales and bells. I'm going to be honest with you. If they're not trained, they're not going to be able to show you who you truly are. This industry has got far in understanding God's mindset for us. And it is about speaking to our soul. So it's a spiritual thing. And we're all supposed to grow spiritually. We are supposed to. It's like a flower. This is where I'm going to leave it. It's like a flower, and the flower needs watering every single day. And if you leave it, it's not going to grow. We are human. We're three-part being. We're mind, body and spirit. And we do need to do something about our mind, body and spirit. Like, we have to eat for our body. We have to exercise. We have to get fresh air for our body. We know about loads of things for our body. Our spirit needs to be fed. That's our soul. So that's reading, that's listening to a higher way of thinking. And our mind, reading, listen to audios again. You know, other things. We'll talk about that because that's another big area. All of this stuff. This is what we were put on this earth for. That's why we've got all of what we've got today. Everyone has worked so hard to get it to where it is today. Other people were working so hard to take and bomb it up and take it away. Because we would have had a hell of a lot more had it not been for people destroying the earth. Okay, but that's just something that has to be left alone. So I'm going to go now. Keep pushing yourself forward. It may not look like anything's changing for you, I know, but just listen to people that can help you see differently. Because if you can't see the light, let someone else help you see that light, okay? Because there's plenty of people out there today. We're lucky today, 2023, to have so much support. Because a lot of people didn't have that. And a lot of people haven't latched onto it either. So spread the word. And hopefully the light in them will wake up. Because a lot of people don't like to listen either for what's good for them. So anyway, I'm going now. Long video again. Don't know how long it's going to be again. I know it's going to be long because I've been here for ages talking. Didn't think I was going to do a video like this, but this is what I do in my back room. I did say I'm going to be showing you my planning. Haven't even had the chance to show you everything again because so much goes on back here. Love it back here. Again, I grow, you grow, we all grow together. You grow, I grow, we all grow together. Hope you like this type of style video. And I'll be back to do more because I do want to show you more because this is such a beautiful place to be. I just love this place the most. And it just grows you. This place does really grow you. If I come here every day and show you things, you will really flourish in what you're about. So I will continuously do more videos like this instead of doing vlogs all of the time. And I hope you like this.